Again, welcome to the Hood Buddha Podcast. This is session 5. Again, I'm your host, BP, Fam Life BP, however you want to reference me. I'm your host, and this is session 5. Straight off the bat, y'all, I really ain't got no direction on this episode or this session because I just kind of want to touch on some personal stuff that's been going on with me that I feel like it's relatable, for those who do listen. For those who this is for, I feel like, some of the personal stuff I've been going through, y'all will find some lessons in. If you was tuned into session 4, I kind of touched bases on some of the things that was going on in my life as far as the job I was working and what transpired with that. And from then to now, like, bruh, shit blew up and got 10 times worse. So that's kind of why I've been gone for so long. Everybody been hitting me up like, damn, what the next session at? What when you dropping? It's just like I haven't even been in the mind state to even come here and talk about nothing positive or nothing worth listening. You know what I'm saying? I honestly was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, had to get back on my feet, had to get my mindset, had to ground myself back together before I could even come sit here and tell y'all anything. Otherwise, it would have been fake. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this podcast is about. It's completely transparent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's for me or for somebody else, we gonna be completely transparent. And like, for the sake of this episode, I just feel like it's so much shit going on, with these celebrities, these rappers, and these artists and influencers. They all show everybody the glitter and glam, and nobody fucking talking about the hard shit that's actually going on. Like, nobody talking about their personal issues. Nobody talking about the hardships they're going through or the financial problems they're going through. Family, nobody talking about that shit. And I don't want to say nobody, but majority of people is not talking about that shit. Everybody's just showing you what they want to show you, creating a facade of something that's not really there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying everybody is faking, but what I am saying is that majority of people are not relatable to this shit that we see on Instagram and all that. People not really fucking going through that shit. People not really buying jewelry and cashing out on trips. People not really going through that shit. Like, people going through fucking hard times and don't have a fuck clue how to get over it. You know what I'm saying? Or get through it or to overcome it. And that's what my podcast is about. If you didn't know, that's what it's about. That's why it's called the Hood Buddha Podcast, because I'm going to spit you some game about some self-improvement or, how to better yourself, how to live a better life, or how to become mentally, tough. But at the same time, I'm from them trenches too. I'm from the bottom. Like, I understand. I know how to put it in words that's relatable to us. And when I say us, obviously I'm talking about us, people of my color skin, you know what I'm saying? But anybody that's just from the bottom or just from the trenches, you know what I'm saying? Or, when I say that, I don't mean physically. You don't have to be from the project or, I'm just talking about from the bottom. Like, you wasn't blessed with a fucking inheritance of money, or, you didn't come from money. Like, you've been out here on life getting it how you live. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is what the Hood Buddha Podcast is about. And it's just, I want to bring light to, just because it's something that we're comfortable with, just because it's a norm for our culture, or, we went through life this whole time thinking that, that's just life, that's just what we got to overcome. That's not necessarily true, bruh. It's not necessarily true. A lot of the fucking shit that we go through in life, we kind of inherit from our ancestors, and the other part of that is just from being fucking ignorant, not knowing how to change generational curses or how to overcome fucking hardships and times where we feel like dying or it's just it all come down to ignorance. And again, that's what this podcast is about. You know what I'm saying? To put into words how we could mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually overcome the fucking shit that wasn't taught to us. That's what the Hood Buddha Podcast is about. Now, as I say all that, my point of that was that because the wisdom and experience I have came from my personal hardships. And, I'm going to be transparent with y'all all the fucking time. Whether if you're a fan of my music or whether you're a fan of this podcast, it's in both. Like, I'm going to be transparent with you no matter who the fuck like it or who the fuck don't. Because that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? My wisdom and knowledge come from my personal hardships, my personal lessons that I learned. And like I say, if you tuned in the last session, I was talking about the shit situation going on my job. Yo, that shit has completely blew up, went left. Some foul shit went down, and I really don't want to get into it for the sakes of NDAs and all that shit. But just know, I lost a income that I was providing for my family. That was stability, and I know that's something that we all want, is stability, you know what I'm saying? And let me go back to the beginning. So I want y'all to truly understand where I'm coming from with this. So if you don't know, I have a daughter, and she was born the last month of 2019. The month before COVID, is I would like to say, or really like during COVID, because if you was into that or paying attention to that, COVID kind of started late 2019. It was like heavy flu, heavy colds, but nobody really knew what it was at the time. But that was indeed COVID. But I am a firm believer that one of the foundations of COVID started Mardi Gras, February 2020. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer of that. But she was born December 2019, and I was working a job as well around that time. And when she was born, dog, it was just like, there's no way I could pass down these same fucking hardships and battles and shit you gotta figure out as an adult to her. And I was just in a mindset like, man, I can't provide a better life, a better way, more stability, more knowledge and shit for my daughter by working a job. If you disagree with it, you disagree, but all my life I've been in a mind state of entrepreneurship, or really and truly, y'all, my music is my way out. That is my purpose. That's my passion. That's what the fuck I do. I don't want to get off track, but that's my purpose. That was kind of my motive. It was like, it's either now or never. Like, it's not going to be no comfortable time for me to jump in and go on this journey to create a better life for not just my daughter, but the people that come after me and come after my daughter. And it's just changing my whole generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody before me did it, I would have never had to do it. Therefore, nobody did it. So somebody has to do it. And, that start time, when you do decide to start, it's never going to be comfortable. You get what I'm saying? So 3 months during a whole pandemic, I quit my job and it was like, you know what? I'm about to just go on a journey, and I'm going to figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put this work in now and figure it out. 2020 with the pandemic, no job, was definitely challenging. You know what I'm saying? Of course they had all kind of other shit that was helping, but it was also challenging. Like, I had a 3-month-old daughter. You get what I'm saying? And at the time I was working, y'all, and when I had her, man, I had her at work with me, because between her mama and me, we was the only people that was taking care of her. And her schedule was so backwards, like, so fucking backwards. But I used to have her at work because her mama worked overnight, and then I worked probably like 12, 13 hours a day. So I used to have her at work with me, and I'm like, this shit ain't life. Like, this can't be fucking life. Like, I'm putting in all these hours at work, still looking for, still looking for money, still looking for this, and have to have my daughter here. I'm like, this is not life. Like, and what I was saying about, how a lot of us, they pass down shit to us that make it seem like it's the normal things, or that's just something we have to overcome. No, that shit is not fucking normal. It's not normal for you to have to go to work to make money, but you also have to have your daughter, your children with you, because you can't miss work because you got to pay your bill. Man, that shit not fucking normal. We need to stop telling people that shit. That shit is not normal. That shit is not, oh, it's a given. No, fuck that. That situation is a fucking manifest of people not putting in work to actually do more and get more. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to put in work to change that. That's not fucking normal. That is just simply a manifest of what you and the people before you have been doing in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not normal. So that's kind of where my head was at with that in 2020. I went through that in 2020. For y'all who are fans of my music, like, that was the biggest year for me. I was dropping left to right. Like, I had so much free time. It was rough, but I had free time. And I was dropping left to right, left to right, left to right. And it felt good. But at the same time, I just had a baby. And it was a whole bunch of other shit going on with that on top of a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So we get through 2020, right? let's sum it up. We get to 2020. My majority of 2020, I lived in Houston with my daddy's side of the family, who I wasn't really close to, and that was also a time for me to get close with them. I was 25 years old during the pandemic, and like that was my first time spending time with my daddy's side of the family. Those of y'all who do know, which I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all do, my daddy died when I was 9 years old, so I never had that relationship with him or that side of the family. So 2020 was my time for that. 2021, I moved back to New Orleans. Being away from the baby, bouncing her back and forth from state to state, that shit just wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? So I moved back to New Orleans, set aside what I wanted to do to go do that. I did about 6 to 8 months in New Orleans, and I was like, fuck no, I cannot stay here. Like, New Orleans is not where I'm trying to go, where I'm trying to be, what I'm trying to do in life. It has nothing for the goals and the purpose I wanted in life. You know what I'm saying? So, man, y'all had about $10,000 to my name and moved to Houston. No plan, no nothing. I'm talking about just packed my shit up and went and was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just go. Obviously I left my baby with her mama, you know what I'm saying? And that was challenging. I moved to a whole new city, not knowing nobody, didn't have no resources. I only had $10,000 to my name, went to go get an apartment, you know what I'm saying? So it was like I was hitting the ground running, which was cool with me because, like I said, this is what I set out for. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never said it was going to be easy, but it damn sure, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's challenging, So long story short, 2021, I hit the ground running with that. And then, my baby mama hit me up and she just like, I never forget it. She was just like, I need help with the baby. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, dog, is like, bro, it's like every time I try to set forth for what I want to do or for what I feel like is my purpose in life, or it's just something comes, and that's part of life. Something comes, something challenging comes that fucking routes me from what I actually want to do. She hit me up and she was just like, I need help with the baby. Like I told you, I was just literally me and her caring for my baby. Like literally just us two, no other help. So when she told me that, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, come on. I'm like, I literally went back to New Orleans. I took a van, I packed her shit up, packed the baby shit up, and I drove them back to Houston, and I moved them in. And at that point, I went from, I wouldn't even say that point. That was the point that kind of solidified it, bro. Like at the point from when I had type of dude I am, the second that she told me she was pregnant with my baby, I went from being single, independent to having two dependents, like literally, because that's just the type of dude I am. Like, ain't no way in the world I'm about to walk this earth. I got a daughter out here, and that ain't my fucking everything. And then the way I see shit is that if you were the mother of my fucking child, if you're my child's mother, you my responsibility. And not so much so literally, but so much so like if you're not taken care of, if your well-being isn't good, neither is my child. So like I said, I went from single independent to having two dependents. And when I moved them out here, that's when it really was on. Like it's like, fuck, all right, I already was out here trying to figure shit out for myself. It was hard enough for myself, and now I got two people. It was a time, y'all, long story short, it was a time in that time frame that I couldn't buy my daughter diapers. I kid you not. I didn't have $3 to buy her fucking wipes. Couldn't. I was literally rock bottom. Couldn't do shit. I hit the ground running. It was like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? I went to work. I was making $150 a week working for a club for like 3 days out the week. And I was like, man, you know what? Fuck this money. It ain't about the money. I say, I guarantee you, I'm going to meet somebody here that's going to hook me up, lace me up, and get me to the next step. I always say that shit. I kid y'all not. $150 a week, y'all. I still had rent, car note, phone, and all that shit. Like, $150 a week. I'm like, you know what? It ain't going to matter. I'm going to meet somebody here that's going to get me to the next step, that's going to help me get to something. That wound up happening, which came down to 2022, carrying to 2023. I found my job. I was doing project management. Between 2022 and the 2023 now, I was doing my project management, y'all. I started podcasting. I brought a camera. I brought a camera because initially I was like, you know what? I'm tired of, if you know anything about music, anybody that's doing that shit, it's not cheap. Like, nothing about this music shit is cheap. Like, and that's why I really like to separate myself from people that just be saying they do this shit and people that actually do this shit. Like, I put every penny myself into my music, like videos, production, engineering, all that. All the equipment came out of my pocket. Nobody has ever spent a penny on me towards music. So when I brought the camera, I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of just paying people for videos. I'm about to learn this shit myself. Like, I'm about to start shooting my own videos, learning editing. Did that. Come to find out, I was actually talented with the shit. Like, I'm really cold as fuck with the camera and shit. But that was never my intentions. My intentions was to get the camera for me to start being more consistent with my music, which is what I really want to do, y'all. That is what my main purpose. That is what the fuck I am. I feel like it's my purpose. I don't know what other way to say it. That is my purpose. And when I'm not doing that, I could have all the money in the world. I don't fucking feel right. Like, if I'm not chasing or doing something towards my music, I don't feel right. But life happened, y'all. Like I say, it ain't just me no more. Like, I got my girl and I got my daughter who fucking rely on me. They depend on me. So I couldn't just be out here trying to chase music, and that's what I'm saying, because that shit ain't making me no money at this time. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it's costing me money. So that comes with me having to get the job. I was doing project management, like legit construction project management. Some of y'all probably like, how the fuck you was doing all that? Podcasts, clothes, music, construction management, photography, video, all kind of shit, bro. Like, all kind of shit. On top of having a legit management job, bro, y'all. Like, project management, you know what I'm saying? And I say all this to say that I lost that gig on some real fucked up shit, y'all. So, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all straight up what happened with this job. Long story short, there was financial issues, right? Long story short, came to agreement that it was either get laid off or we either take half of the salary we was getting for a month. I'm looking like, I fuck all that. But at the same time, first thing that come to my mind is I got two people in my house that depend on me. I can't just say fuck it and move how I want to as I would by myself. So, of course, I took the option of taking half the salary. And between that time, the agreeing to that, and probably a week and a half later, I was asked to do shit outside of my job description, like water fucking plants at a rental property that was personal rental property. I, of course, didn't agree to that. You know what I'm saying? Long story short, that led me to getting laid off in the shortest fucking version possible. That's what led me to get off. So I lost a job that I set forth to get, to create stability for my family, for the ongoing purposes of life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what the fuck going on. You got bills, you got shit that don't stop. Bills do not give a fuck what you got going on in life. That shit is due the first 15, whatever date it is due, no matter what the fuck going on in life, right? You know, so, you know, the photography shit, I was doing that on the side to make money. And y'all, that shit fucked me up. With the job, it fucked me up because it's like my rent by itself is $2,100. Like, just my rent is $2,100. I pay anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 a month. So losing that salary from that job, it's like, fuck, what the fuck I'm gonna do now? And it took me back to when I first moved down here, and I couldn't even buy my baby diapers. And it's like, how the fuck did I get back in this position I worked so hard to get out of? Like, how did I get back here, y'all? And that's kind of what I've been thinking about these past couple weeks, and why I haven't been, you know, dropping or anything like that. I've been trying to figure out, why the fuck am I back to where I started? Like, I want y'all to visualize being at a crossroad with 4 or 5 ways to go, right? you make a decision to go that way, and it seems like you progressively going somewhere, and then out of fucking nowhere you get back to the same crossword. Like you start back over, and it's like, why? How the fuck do I get right back to where the fuck I started after putting so much work, time, and effort in? It's like, how? And I'm finally sitting here today making this episode, recording this session, because I figured out the answer. If you know me personally, you know I'm really like that with this music shit. Life has really put me in positions to where I can't consistently pursue it how I would like to, because like I say, that shit ain't cheap, and then you got other stuff going on that doesn't care what you got going on in life. You got financial shit you gotta attest to, right? So I haven't been able to be consistent as I want to in the past couple of years, but this music shit is for me. I don't give a fuck what nobody else say. I always knew that. I never questioned it. I'm really like that. But what I've come up with to realize in these past couple of weeks is I've been everything else but a fucking artist. Everything. I've been a photographer, a videographer, project management. I could print clothes for you. I could do this. I've been everything but a fucking artist. And I'm sitting here like, man, how the fuck am I back to figuring out how I'm gonna pay this, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do this? And it's like, dog, nigga, you've been doing every fucking thing. Chasing money. Don't get me wrong, I've been chasing money, but you've been doing every fucking thing but serving and fulfilling your purpose. You've been doing every fucking thing but chasing your fucking dreams and going after what you know you're supposed to be going after. And I'm sitting here questioning, why the fuck am I back at square one? And it's because I have not been putting the time and the effort in the shit that I know I'm supposed to be doing. I kid y'all not. Like I had a talk after me realizing this. I had a talk with some of my, my business associates, my friends, partners. I had a talk with them, and it was like, man, look, from here on out, stop introducing me as a photographer, project man, do shirt. Stop introducing me as any of that shit other than an artist. I am an artist. Like, I make music. That's what I do. And it wasn't no shade to them. Like, it was mostly for myself. Like, nigga, you been fucking telling people you do this, that, and the third. Everything but artists. And it was like I'm chasing so much shit to make money and stability to go after that, and it's like I'm doing that shit wrong. Nigga, you supposed to be hitting the ground running, keeping that same faith, that same hustle for this music shit that you know that you made to do, and then everything else was follow. Everything else will follow. But in terms, I've been doing the complete fucking opposite. I've literally been doing other shit. Or I'm a photographer, do this and that third. When I told y'all, I bought the camera for my fucking self. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of waiting. I brought the camera for my fucking self, and somehow I got behind the camera. And I had to start telling people, I'm like, man, you know what? Listen, I can't be behind this camera no more. I stopped looking for me to be a photographer. I'm a fucking artist, and that's what you need to address me as and introduce me as from here on out. And I kid y'all not, y'all, it's only been a week since I had that mindset, and I've been making all type of connections and progress towards music that I haven't in fucking years. I kid you not. I just made one fucking decision to stay on the fucking path that I know I'm built for, that I know is my purpose, that I know I'm supposed to be doing. I made that one decision to stick to that shit, to introduce that, to stay in that one fucking lane, and I've been making all kind of fucking projects. Kid you not, with no money to my fucking name, with not a dollar to my fucking name, my resources has multiplied in a fucking week. After me losing everything, I kid you not, bruh. Losing that job was a trickle down effect. It was the start of everything. I lost so much in the past couple weeks, y'all, but this not what that's about. To me having nothing to my name right now, my resources has magnified in the last 2 weeks tremendously. All off of me making the decision that this is what the fuck I want to do, and this is what's gonna work for me. I know this was gonna work for me. This is who the fuck I am. Address me as such. Again, it wasn't for nobody else but me. It was words to myself that this is who you are, nigga. This is why you back at square one. That was the universe telling me, man, you've been doing everything other than what the fuck you supposed to be doing. I'm here making this session, and like I said, I'm using my personal experience because I want y'all to really learn from this, bro. Like, if it's something that you know you're supposed to be doing, if it's something that you passionate and you really feel like, if it's something that you cannot stop fucking thinking about, if it's something you cannot stop thinking about, it's something that you should be fucking doing. And if you're not, I guarantee you are wasting fucking time, dog. You wasting time, bro. You wasting so much fucking time by trying to do everything else to stay afloat, to keep stable, to be comfortable. If you're not doing what the fuck you know what you're supposed to be doing, if you're not doing what you know your purpose is, if you're not doing that thing that you cannot stop fucking thinking about, you wasting time. And I again, I wanted to get personal with y'all and use this experience because I'm not talking on my fucking ass. And I'm currently still going through this shit. Like, this still, it ain't been a month yet. It's still something that I'm facing, but I kid you not, I'm not sitting here about to complain about it. I'm not about to dwell on it. I'm not about to feel sorry for myself. If you know me, that's the type of person I am. I'm a hustler, and I've been through so much shit already that I know how to get past it. I know that even though if I hit a rock in the wall, I know that I'm gonna overcome it, and on the other side of that shit is so much better. If anything, the only shit that gets me is why do I keep getting into the same shit? It's not, oh, if I'm made for this, or if something's gonna change, or if my life, nah, ain't no fucking if. I know it's gonna happen. It's all a matter of when, how, where. I know it's coming. And that's just because of the fucking work I put in and the confidence I got. The self-healing that I've been doing for myself along these past years. This journey I've been going through. I know it's gonna work. I know I got blessings that I can't even fucking imagine waiting on me. But I have not been doing what the fuck I need to be doing to get it. And if you listen to this is your sign to dig deep, accept what you know you should be doing, what you can't stop thinking about, accept your purpose, and fucking do it no matter what. Hit the gas and never hit the fucking brakes no matter what you got going on. Do it. And another point of this is, as I want to document this shit. I want to document this part of my life that I was fucked up and I made one mindset change. And I guarantee y'all, dog, please remember this fucking session. I guarantee y'all the shit that I got coming for me is really about to change my life and everybody else around me. And I'm not just saying that. It's gonna happen. And I know it's because I just made one simple mindset change. Do what you fucking destined to do and don't get fucking distracted by anything else, dog. Again, I know that shit is easier said than done, but I promise you, you will get so much out of life by doing what you're supposed to be doing. Everything else will follow. Do what you set out to do and everything else will follow. Everything else will take care of itself. But if you're not, I guarantee you, the universe will find a way to fucking punish you and make a lesson out of your ass. I promise you. And if you don't know your purpose, that's all right. Start working on it. Start figuring it out. And when you confident in what the fuck it is, hit that gas and don't ever hit them fucking brakes. I promise you, you gonna see something out of it. You gonna see something out of it. I promise you.
Money all I know. Bros over hoes, but it's money over both. Can't do shit for a nigga when you broke. Broke niggas always sleep.